The Arab Spring was a success in terms of tackling dictators. The question is, what after the Arab Spring?
In het kader van de Schillebeekse leerstoel aan de Vrije Universiteit in Amsterdam is de Iraaks-Amerikaanse mensenrechtenactiviste Zainab al-Suwaij uitgenodigd om een lezing te geven over de positie van vrouwen in het Midden-Oosten sinds de Arabische lente. Als er over vrouwen gesproken wordt, daar wil ik natuurlijk bij zijn. Daarom ben ik voor Wij en het Land hier in Amsterdam bij de Nieuwe Liefde, waar het debat zo begint, en ik ga een gesprek aan met mevrouw al-Suwaij. What's your opinion about women after the Arab Spring in the Arab world?
When the Arab Spring started, women took a huge part of participating in the Arab Spring in terms of being there at the squares during the demonstration, many of them being beaten and killed and so on. But after the revolution has ended and the government has changed, there is a huge concern. Like, for example, in Egypt, after on 8th of March in 2011, and women went for the International Women's Day asking for their rights, they told them to go back, stay home, it's not your time right now. So their time was during the revolution is needed, but when they asked for their rights, they told them to go back.
I think that the issue we will talk about this afternoon is very obvious. The position of Muslim women in the Arab countries after the Arab Spring.
Hey Manuela, waarom is deze bijeenkomst vandaag georganiseerd?
Nou, deze bijeenkomst is in het kader van de Edward Schillebeeks leerstoel voor theologie en samenleving. De Nieuwe Liefde en het Dominicaans Studiecentrum die hebben deze leerstoel in het leven geroepen. Dus het gaat over theologie en samenleving. En wij hebben Zainab al-Suwaij uitgenodigd omdat zij heel goed belichaamt eigenlijk religie en samenleving. Wat hebben mensen gemeenschappelijk? Hoe kunnen wij eigenlijk, om het even in de wij-filosofie te zeggen, hoe kunnen wij die wij-zij tegenstellingen helpen overbruggen? En ik denk daarvan is zij echt een hele goede ambassadeur. En ik denk dat dat in deze tijd ongelooflijk belangrijk is. Dat we kijken hoe brengen wij nou geloof, theorie en praxis bij elkaar. En dat willen wij ook met deze leerstoel eigenlijk helpen bevorderen.
We are excited, surprised, as well as we were astonished by what's happening in the Arab Spring. In the Western world, for example, men and women are equal, and the law guarantee that. In most of the Arab and the Muslim countries, women are not equal, even if they are equal in the status or the law. Socially, culturally, traditionally, are not considered equal. A lot of education needs to go through that. And a lot of women need to ask for their right. Not only ask, but be progressive in getting their rights.
And how about the minorities?
Also minorities. It's the same thing. If you have a family law that been implemented under certain Islamic school of thought, then minorities supposed to have their own law, but in general, because they are not taking into consideration the minorities that they have in the country, so many people lose their rights. Also within Islam, there are many schools of thought. There are the Sunni and the Shiites. So you have to have a law for the Sunnis that separate the different for the law of the Shiites, and that's going to create a lot of issues.
What can the West do to show their solidarity?
The stories of experiences is very important and it's very much needed, and that's what they could help with. More education about rights, about specifically women's rights, about how to lead campaigns how to implement these things, how to educate the public about these needs. That's what's needed. He said, what do you mean by economic empowerment? And I said, well, you know, Prophet Muhammad, his wife was a merchant, and he worked for her, right? He said, yes. I said, isn't that an economic empowerment?
Did the Arab Spring succeed, and if yes, is this a test case for democracy?
The Arab Spring was a success in terms of tackling dictators. The question is, what after the Arab Spring? Democracy is all about choosing your own destiny and your own, government and ruler. And your voice should be heard, and the minority voice should be heard. But if the new democracy does not guarantee these things, then I don't think the effort or the mission has been accomplished. There is a long way to go, long way to go.
Do you think that there is a solution, according to you?
There are always a solution. Education is a solution. You know, democracy is not, is not a paint that you paint a society with. They have to learn it. And more efforts into democracy education need to be put in these countries. And then it was time for a campaign to stop this from passing. So what we did, we started demonstrating in front of every city council every day around 12 noon.
But do you think that democracy, the way we see it in the Western world, fits in those societies?
I don't see why not. I see it fits, but needs to be educated. You need to educate the society, the countries. People do not understand what democracy is. They understand that it's their voice need to be heard. But how about others? How about respect? How about understanding? It's not only my voice and it's democracy. I can do whatever I do. I can say whatever I want to say. No. There are rules and regulations that, applies in there. Then things can be changed.